Need an order, and if you'd help me with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And if you'd call the roll, please.
Will Elder, Stacy Dawson, Mark Hickman, Brian Williams,
Here.
Zach Jeffrey,
Here.
Jennifer Massey.
Here.
And we do have a quorum, and I appreciate everybody coming tonight. We'll start with the approval of minutes.
I motion that we approve the minutes from the last meeting.
We do have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye. All opposed, same sign. Financial, it's March 2022. Would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, we accept financial.
We do have a motion. Do I hear a second? We do have a second. Any discussion on financial? If not, it is financial, so we'll call the roll.
Will Elder?
Yes.
Brian Williams,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Jennifer Massey.
Yes.
All right, thank you, guys. First, in general, we have Resolution 2022-04, selling of the Nissan. You want to read?
I read?
Yeah.
This would be resolution authorizing sale of 2004 Nissan Xterra, originally used by the Mayflower Fire Department, to an individual buyer for $800.
Would entertain a motion.
I make a motion for resolution 2022-04.
Do I hear a second?
A second.
We do have a discussion. Anything that you want to ask about it?
Question,
Yes.
do we have to auction this, or can we sell this here an individual buyer for a certain dollar amount? Is
Don't
there
have
any-
to auction it. It can be done either way.
Okay.
I don't, and we've checked with the legislative office about that. I don't think the rule applies that you must auction.
Thank you.
And I had a
Yes.
question. I
Yeah.
know we've discussed the condition of these vehicles a while back. So this is the salvage price on it. Is it completely trashed?
It is. Any other discussion? If not, we'll call the roll on this one.
Will Elder?
Yes.
Brian Williams,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Jennifer Massey.
Yes.
Next, we have, in general, we have Resolution 2022-05. It would be the ANRC. It's for the sewer. Barbara, you want to explain that? Yeah, read it.
In order to obtain loans from ANRC for the treatment plant facility upgrade, they require that this type of resolution be passed by the,
If that is what we end up doing.
yes.
Which right now, I've talked to Zach a little bit about it. It's a confusing thing, but that gives us an option. That's the best way to put that. So, you want to read that, Dustin?
Resolution 2022-05, resolution designating and authorizing the mayor and manager of the Mayflower and wastewater system to execute certain documents in connection with funding administered by Arkansas Natural Resources Commission.
Move to adopt resolution 2022-05.
Do we have a motion? Do I hear a second?
One second.
We do have a second. Again, this is, we'll call the roll.
Will Elder?
Yes.
Brian Williams,
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey,
Yes.
Jennifer Massey.
Yes.
And by saying that, there is what I call the A option that we're working on right now, and that would be trying to get monies from the American Rescue Plan. And just a little bit, Crystal will tell you a little more about that. There's two parts to it that I did not know, but we're on the right line right now. The next one in line would be Chief Hunter. You're talking about an animal control vehicle. Doug, wherever you are.
discussed this before about replacing our animal control truck because of its condition. The money that we had talked about earlier, under $10,000, we're just not finding anything that's much better than what we have. The truck's in poor condition. It's got well over 300,000 miles on it. And she puts a lot of miles on that truck doing the job that she does. And I really feel like we need to get her something better to operate out of that's safer for her and will perform the job better. And I'm hoping, I'm asking for y'all to approve what I have there. And that's an estimate between 18 and 22,000 that we would like to stay within to find a used vehicle.
Now, how much money is that we're talking?
Between 18 and 22,000 is what we're wanting to stay within if we can.
So you need authorization for how much money?
Between 18 and 22,000.
Okay.
I
So that
don't
would
know
be-
because we don't have a specific vehicle
Right.
that we have found. We're gonna have to continue shopping for one.
Now, that number came from Dale, the 18 to 22.
Yes, sir. I did discuss this with Dale and he said that we were in good shape for that amount.
Are we needing a motion to,
We wouldn't.
How about just do what I call just a head nod vote, and then let him get a proposal for a specific vehicle, if you can, you have one in mind?
I don't have one in mind, and that's the thing. By the time we find one, how do I get a dealer to hold it until the next meeting, without putting some kind of money on it?
Any kind
Well,
of idea, has
I
it
mean,
need to be done?
what we have done before is do a resolution, but that is for a specific vehicle with a specific amount.
well, can we cap it at 22,000 and say we approve up to a purchase of a vehicle for up to $22,000?
Yeah.
And then we won't,
Wouldn't that be
if
right?
that's approved, then we let can we do that?
I believe, I think 35 is the bidding amount, so anything below 35 would not need to be bid.
So, but we could give the city authorization to move forward with something as long as it's not over 22,000.
And then at the
As a
next
council.
meeting, can do a
Yeah,
specific,
yeah, we
At the next meeting, we
can
can.
shore it up with a resolution, sure.
And I have questions too. Is there any way possible that if we get this vehicle, that we make sure it's for her and doesn't get repurposed at any point in time for somebody else?
That's what we have now, is a specific vehicle for her, and it would be for that specific purpose.
Okay.
Once that dog box is put in the back, nobody else really wants to use it anyway.
I do have a question about that.
So
She has a Ranger right now, right?
she has a Ranger, but that dog box, the way it's attached to the bed, we can use the anchor points that are in the bed or attach it to the truck.
In a
We're-
full-size truck?
In a
or-
full-size truck, yes, sir. It will fit between the wheel wells.
So what, do you need any additional funding to outfit the vehicle?
No,
What do we need?
we have the equipment we need, and we can move that box from one truck to another.
And have a resolution.
Expenditure up to 22,000.
Is it labeled?
Okay.
Then we'll do a resolution.
Like, does it have
She
Mayflower
has-
Animal Control on it?
She has some small magnetic signs that are on the side of it
Hey,
right now.
Brian, or any of y'all, it would need to be a motion that we'd approve it up to 22, maybe 22, and then it needs to be a resolution wrote for next time.
Okay, so I make a motion to authorize the mayor or his designee to purchase a vehicle for the animal control up to $22,000,
Up to, and will this include trade-in?
including the trade-in. $22,000 in expense. So if
Okay.
the vehicle's $24,000 and they give you $2,000 for your trade,
Okay.
Right.
right? I don't, is any,
Yeah, that's,
That would be good, and then we'll have a resolution wrote up.
authorized to spend up to $22,000.
Okay.
Okay,
So authorized to spend up to $22,000.
From general revenue.
yeah.
General revenue, and then we'll do an actual written resolution
Yeah.
after.
Sounds
Just for
good.
clarification, if we find a vehicle that we want within that budget range, we can go ahead and secure that purchase, get the vehicle, and then do a resolution at the next meeting.
That is the motion that I have made.
Okay.
Yes, and I need a second.
I second it.
We have a second. Let's call the roll on this one. We'll make sure
Will
everybody's.
Elder? Brian Williams?
Yes.
Zach Jeffrey?
yes.
Jennifer Massey?
Yes.
Thank you, guys. We
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
it. Thanks, Doug. Yeah, that was a good way to do that. Let's see. I have talked to Jason Rayford and also A.J. Gary from Adam. about trying to secure maybe a new siren system for Mayflower. We haven't done it yet, but I'm in the works of hopefully making that happen.
A new what? I missed that.
Siren system.
Tornado
Oh,
sirens.
okay.
Because we've straightened some of it out of what's going on with all of that, but we need a new board and a few things like that. So I'm working on that very strong. Next thing is the recovery funds. Crystal, wherever you're at, you're up to bat. This is very confusing to me, but I think we got a handle on it. It's
very,
ARP money.
it's very confusing to all of us. Since I gave Barbara the insert that you received in your packets regarding that, this has already changed. However, it's changed in a good way. I have given y'all 2 news articles that explain how Bella Vista is incorporating their funds, and it's awesome. There's also a draft resolution. I think that we should follow this exactly. It's a lot less reporting. We can already say that the money is spent, and then it can be dropped in the general fund and used for any government services that y'all deem appropriate. It's the easiest way to go.
Now, how much money first are we talking about?
Total $495,369.40 plus whatever interest accrues or has accrued since we opened that fund.
Now, there's 2, we've already got some money, am I correct?
Yes, we have half.
How much did we get?
Well, we got 260, I think, 269, somewhere around there, maybe 270.
And when are they looking for the next round of that? July.
July, yes.
Okay.
It was supposed to be exactly a year after the first payment, which we received.
And we'll have to figure out what we want to use that on, those recommendations. We'll talk about that, am I correct?
Right. Now, I am in touch with Dale trying to figure out if we did, there's been some questions about using it toward the new sewer plant. So Dale and I are trying to figure out, between us and the bonds people, how much that would help us if we use that toward that plant. We don't have the answer to that yet. We don't know if it would, if it would help us a lot, and if it's only gonna help us a little bit, then we just don't know yet. We don't have that information.
Now, let me make it even confusion. There's another part to this. There's a county money that is involved in this, and I'm working with the JPs. Sam Strain is helping me with that, and the judge, I guess. But we're gonna have a meeting May the 10th in front of the Infrastructure Committee, and that'll be the JP's Infrastructure Committee. That'll be up at Conway. Now, this is a whole different pile of money here, guys, so you gotta figure this out. But it's still labeled the American Rescue Plan, so that's my confusion of it. But there's another pile of money that we can maybe use for.
Possibly utilize, yeah, that would help tremendously, I'm sure.
And I've talked to the JPs and the judge, and maybe it could help us on the sewer. And what I'm trying to do is if we can get enough money from these 2 where we wouldn't have to raise any rates, that kind of thing. That's the whole purpose. And then we've got to get back with Bob Wright and Dale and all, and figure out how that all fits together to make that happen. So that's our kind of our A plan. It's confusing, but
It is. It is
I
confusing.
appreciate you doing. And we've got Municipal League helping us with the
Yes, and it's their suggestion.
federal money,
That we acquire,
and I've got the JP's helping me with the county money. So,
yeah.
but if y'all can come to May the 10th, it's at 6:15. It'll be probably upstairs, Barbara, won't it?
Yes.
At where they have the JPs, if y'all know where that's at.
At the courthouse.
And we've kind of got a plan that we're going to present to them, and we'll see if it flies. There's some other cities have already done that, and we're looking at some pretty good money to maybe make this work. All right. Well, thanks, Crystal.
Sure.
And any discussion with her or any questions with her? Sorry.
Yeah, at any time, if y'all have any questions, just feel email. I'll be glad to, if I don't know the answer, I'll certainly give it.
And also Dale is trying to help me work with this with Bob Wright and the bond people.
I just know that they had so many constraints on it before that nobody could spend it, so they kind of
Right.
loosened it up.
And it
included
changes,
infrastructure.
what's weird with this, guys, it changes like every day, you know, and they'll make up this and then they'll, I don't know, it's, I can't get a pure handle on it yet.
They have authorized you to be able to do sort of Peter from Paul exchanges, right?
Yeah.
So you can juice up your money that you're allowed to use it for, and then take away money from that to put towards stuff you normally
And
couldn't
that's
use.
kind of the way I looked into this, is we use that, you could use that money one instance, if so because they declared it in the final rule that police and fire essential workers throughout the pandemic, that their salaries or additional whatever could be paid
Right.
through that. You can't back pay with that money,
Right.
but going forward, you could pay anything
Well, you can.
from said point forward. Out of what we have out of the general fund, the general budget now, then that frees up all of those monies that can be spent on other things without the federal government's constraint of those things.
is, we can already have this money quote unquote spent. Going back from March 3rd of 2021 through the first quarter of this year, we can already have basis for all of our money.
So we could put it,
Transfer it into the general fund and use it however we want for any government service. It will already be
And
done,
it's-
paid for, reported, over.
Right.
Even dollar amounts from one pot to
And
another.
again, it's up to you guys that'll do this, but, my suggestion is much as we can use that on that sewer plant, that'll help us kind of get it back in groove again.
And the reason for that one resolution for ANRC, the engineers, and correct me if I'm wrong, Raymond, engineers spoke with Raymond, and now ANRC is going to have loan money, which they didn't have when we started working with Cruz and Associates. And they think that entity, the interest rate, if we have to borrow money, would be less than the Cruz Associates.
So see,
Lower than a bond rate, in other words.
you see what I'm saying? So you get maybe we can get a better rate, that kind of thing. I don't know.
That's why they had a form that Crystal and Raymond's been working on, and then this resolution, they needed it passed too, so that's part of that.
So anyway, I think we're headed in the right direction. If I'm not, y'all tell me. Let's see, I have mentioned that. Our regular meeting will be May the 24th for city. This is something me and Dustin was discussing about. The planning commission is May the 10th. Is having maybe a public hearing on the annexation. Have Metro Plan come up, explain to people, you know, if they got any questions, that kind of thing.
That's the same night as the meeting at the courthouse.
Yeah, oh, it is. Yeah, I didn't think that out. Well, we'll think about it, but if we have a public hearing, in that way, if anybody has a question about annexation, we can hopefully answer their questions. I don't know who, Metro Plan would be the best to answer a lot of this because of how it affects them, that kind of thing. Anything else from the city council? Any questions?
Some of us are fortunate enough to have been in that hailstorm, and everybody's in that area is having roofing and other problems, and
Right.
getting the adjusters in and everything like that.
Right.
A pain.
Yeah, that was a rough deal. That tornado actually went right over my house, and I know over on the lake y'all got all kind of hail damage and everything going on over there.
yeah, I missed us for a chance.
And I hate to back up on one thing. But the sewer plant, on the cost of it, has went from when we started this thing, 2.5 years? Was it 2.5 years?
COVID, yes.
It has went from $5 million to $6 million on cost. Inflation.
20%, I would say we're lucky that.
I just thought I'd let y'all know that, you know, it's, I'm trying to keep up with all this stuff, and it's getting harder and harder for anybody to keep up. Okay, any public comments at all that wants to say something? Yes, sir.
My name is Stephen Nelson.
living inside the area that's been proposed to be annexed, and I know you just said that you're planning to have another meeting on May 10th, and I don't have questions about details, but I was curious if there are any general benefits you can think of or share to being annexed.
Well, you'd have police protection, parks, a lot of people that live outside the city, they're using the parks, but really they're not contributing to it. I mean, that's a couple of them. Trash service,
Would the water bill be cheaper inside the city?
I believe it would if it's annexed, am I correct? It would, because there's two different
Yeah.
No,
rates, am I
There's-
right or wrong?
No, they're the same rates.
Oh, they are the same rate?
Then the outside. But now you have the water rates and then you have the sewer. Now, a lot of that out there is not gonna require sewer.
No, I have a septic.
So, that's part of it, but
About insurance, isn't it, why, isn't it better, insurance rate better inside the city? I think it is.
Is the
Is
ISO
it?
rate less
So,
for us?
as long, if you're within 5 miles of a fire station, you get the lower rate. But if you're outside 5 miles, like quite a bit is, you get the higher rate.
right.
Because we're a 5-9 split.
Right, and I think the area to be annexed is within that 5 miles.
You're in between 2 fire stations there.
Maybe we could come up with a question and answer thing of like, some of those things that I know people are wanting to ask. Some of the questions will need to come to MetroPlan because they are qualified to answer those questions.
Okay. And the last question I had was, are there any other responsibilities that we need to be aware of? I've lived there 10 years, but never under the rules of the city, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do, what I would need to do
Well,
differently.
I mean, and I think, did we email each other? Did
Yeah,
we talk?
yeah, we
Okay.
talked.
I mean, it makes your residents, going from not in the city to in the city. And so there will be, some tax changes, and we don't know the size of your property. So the tax collector could look at your parcel and give you an answer about that. They've done that for me before. You'll have police protection, you'll have street maintenance, your street may be fine now, but it'll be maintained now by the city. You'll get to vote, on city elections, the fire, a lot of these things won't change at all. Your fire protection will be the same. Animal control is another one that comes to mind, that'll be new.
I think zoning, I'm trying to think outside the box. Zoning, if especially down the corridor of the extension of the freeway or the overpass, I'm sorry, some of it will be commercial because you're gonna have, say, come and go or somebody there. So that would be kind of the difference maybe.
The goal is for it to not feel like much at all. That's why you're not seeing a whole lot of controversy about it, is because it's.
Yeah, really.
You'll settle up your taxes with the tax collector anyway. We don't anticipate it changing an awful lot, but you'll just have a little bit different services.
And I know being zoned commercial will increase your property value, because that's what happened to me down there, and it's worth twice what I paid for it now, easy, so that's a bonus.
Yeah.
I know some people too were worried about their animals, because they have animals right now, but I've been told that it'll be grandfathered in.
I'm pretty sure of that. Like,
Yeah,
because they've already been there for a number of years.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else, Can y'all?
Well, Justin brought up a great point, and that's being able to vote. So
Yeah,
essentially, the city council is also the board for the water department and also the board for the volunteer fire department. So if you want people to represent you in those as well, you'll have a chance to vote on that. Also,
Right.
city council, mayor.
yeah, it gives them the
I think school
opportunity.
board, you already can because you're in the school district. It's kind of like the water and the fire. It
Right.
goes outside the municipal city limits of the city, so.
You're right, Brian, that's a good thing.
There are some benefits to it, and I mean, the only negative would be if your taxes skyrocketed, as the attorney said, don't.
I mean, there are people out there that will never in their life live in the city because they'll only live in the country. There's people that only want to live in the city. In your position, this is gonna happen around you,
Right.
and you get one vote for it. So we understand the conflict there, but, the feeling is that it won't be a lot of change.
Okay, thank you for answering my questions.
Yeah,
Thanks for your question.
after the meeting, if I could get your number, and
Sure.
if there's anything I could help explain or get you the right direction to somebody that can give you a good answer,
Okay.
whatever.
I'll say something, just
Okay.
me personally. I would pay more in taxes just to know I could pick up the phone and call the police department and know that they're here and I'm just within minutes, rather than where you would have to call the county
Yeah.
and wait for someone, for a deputy to get to your property, so. To
Yeah,
me,
That's a good thing, yeah.
that's the best benefit.
I've called them twice, and they were there within, actually 3 times now, and they were there within less than a minute. I mean, it was, I don't know if they were already sitting down the road or what, but they were there in no time, because
They surveil your home
I
regularly.
think they do. I think they watch
That's
out
if
for
you call
me.
them. I mean,
That's
they're
funny.
Also, there's secondary, I mean, they're gonna be patrolling your neighborhood at night and patrolling speeders on your street, whether you know it or not.
If your ditch is backing up with debris and rainwater, you call the street department, they'll clean it up for you.
Yeah,
They have a brand new leaf machine, they'll clean that up for you.
That's right, they suck up leaves now.
and we have a patrolman that comes by, like somebody that's got big high grass, that kind of stuff, But that's just cleaning up your lot, anybody should ought to be able to do that, so.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for your
Thank you,
question.
sir, I
Thank you.
appreciate that. Anything else, city council?
Speaking of cleaned up lots, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Larry Hill over, where I live.
Yes, sir.
I have a question for the council. I understand that the code enforcement and some of the city ordinances are being revamped to standardize to state standards, is that correct?
Metro Plan has their, it's the giant volume that is in works.
It's in the works, and how long do we think it'll be before we can?
Their lawyer is looking at it right now, is my last, when I talked to him, is looking at it. But I would like for Dustin, after he looks at it, we gotta make sure that's right,
I understand, we got some gross code violations in my neighborhood,
Right.
and I'd like to have them addressed. I'll talk to Will about it again, and
What neighborhood?
What neighborhood are you in?
Yeah,
South Dogwood,
thank you. And
South.
Oh, he's
for
outside.
some way you can put in the news bulletin when those codes are set up, so in a source where we can go as
right.
citizens and look what can be done, what's supposed to be done.
And right now, also Doug, I believe I would get with Doug over here.
Issues, and we've had to pull back. We had one, thing involving, mobile homes, and we've had to pull that back because the state slapped our hands. And, so we're trying to do better. I realize I'm not happy with, we've got some that are just blaring, blatant. Have they ever, I haven't even been down there. Yes, a real estate agent bought it. Tear up that, yes, that burnt, thing at the corner of, Two Deer, yeah, he never did do anything. A real estate agent bought it and had it done, so
That's good.
the kid that owned it.
Do you, just for me, what addresses are we?
Going on for months. Well, it's done. That one is taken care of. The one that
Deer
we're
Lane.
talking about now is at, number 12 Roberts Drive.
12 Roberts Drive,
Right.
okay.
Thank
I'll,
you. If you put that in the bulletin,
yes,
when those are codified, so we can look at it.
okay, yeah. All right, our next, meeting's the 24th. Is there anything else, guys, that we need to talk about?
I was just gonna say real quick, I mean, that, he's brought it up, I've brought it up before, it would be nice to have it all codified, have it online where people can see, because I see questions all the time, and then people go on there and answer, and they're not correct. And even when I go
Now,
on and answer.
what is not correct? I mean, I'm gonna try.
No, when, on Facebook, people will ask a question, can we do this in city limits? And somebody else will answer, and they don't know, they're not calling the city and asking, they're not finding out the
Right.
correct answer, so then they're spreading, wrong information, cause I
Right.
went on and answered an animal control question before, cause I had the ordinance in my hand,
Right,
and then other people went behind me and said, no, that's not right, it's this, and I'm like, I have the ordinance in my hand.
right,
But I mean, if they could go somewhere and look and see that, oh, okay, this is my, cause I know Maumelle has them online, and
right.
North Little Rock has them online, and I know they're bigger cities, but.
As soon as we finish the zoning, things, you know, because I don't wanna really do that now. But
Right.
we could get that new zoning on there, and then I think all of them, we could get all of them online, and they could take a look at
That'd be
them.
nice.
Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I spoke to one of the teachers at the high school, and they mentioned to me that they had some resources with their students and they'd like to help with.
Yeah, and that would work out really well.
That'd be
But,
nice.
let's get the new zoning first, and then we'll kind of build it and do that exact thing. And then we can know where they can go take a look at it or ask.
Yeah.
Anything else that I'm missing, guys?
I need to read that.
Any reports, anything? Ashton, you got anything, buddy? Okay. Well, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
We are adjourned.